It is currently trending in the Western media that TikTok is now closing and everybody is being called TikTok refugees, and they are actually going over to the next best thing which they can find. Somehow they know about this, which is called Little Red Note. At least that's what they call it in the West. But here in China, we actually call it Little Red Book. So what's my thoughts on TikTok? Let's start with that. So like everything, I believe everything has a positive and a negative. Everything has good and bad, just like Wu Wei, yin and yang. Now, TikTok, I feel like TikTok is more negative than it is positive. I feel like TikTok is damaging people's brains. And when I say damaging people's brains, I'm talking about their attention spans. I almost see it, this is how serious I feel like it's becoming. I almost see it like a threat on humanity. I feel like the younger generations cannot focus anymore. I feel like it's increasing, let's say, the ADHD in people, which is terrible. And you don't see this mentioned online in the West too. I feel like their attention spans are getting zapped. I feel like they can't focus. They want things instantly. They want instant results. They can't wait for things. They don't realize everything has a process. Things take time. You've got to work hard before you can achieve them. They just expect everything to be instant in front of them right now at a touch of a button. And life is not like that. You can't just swipe onto the next short video and get the next best thing. Life does not work that way. So I think it's very, very bad. I honestly think it's like a threat on humanity. That's how bad I think it is. But let's talk about the positives. So for example, like myself, I've actually seen some videos where I've actually learned some cool things, some tips, tricks on cooking or whatever it is. And I think, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. But like I say, in the West, it's more stupidity. It's more classless behavior than anything. Now, what they don't realize, the TikTok users in the West, is that here in the East, in China, for example, they have TikTok too, but it's totally different. The algorithms are different. Everything is different. There's less classless behavior, if not none, or very, very minimal. And it's much, much better. It's much more educational. So it's actually intended to be used as a tool to improve yourself. So a bit like what I was just saying about the positive of the TikTok in the West, it's a bit like here in China. So the positive here is just like that, but it's even more of that. On that note, when I read things coming from like TikTok users in the West, and they're saying things like, if they want my data, they can have my data. I hear stuff like that and I just think, what is it with TikTok? It's almost like a garden for attracting idiots. You can see this through the content that you see, most of the content that you view, but also when they come out with statements like that and you just think, what kind of people are these really? Like, it's just amazing how the internet age actually brings all these idiots to the forefront. You can actually see all these idiots that you never would have known existed before the internet age. So yeah, I mean, when they say things like that, I just think, like, how stupid can you get? I feel like they're doing it out of spite, I feel like they're just doing it just to basically like put the two fingers up to their own Western government or their own Western fake news media, which I can see why they're doing that, but at the same time, I just think it's stupid. I just feel like when you go to a different app, you've got to think about things, you've got to realize things, you've got to respect things. You can't just go marching into other people's countries, and just uploading all your own classless or stupid videos. To you, it might seem normal, but you've got to like consider the other cultures too. Like, you could offend other people with what you post, what you share, how you talk and stuff. And that's what they're worried about here in China. Actually, they're really worried about all that Western BS coming here. For example, you've seen all the different trends, I mean, in the West, they're still debating what a female and a male is. So imagine how they feel in China when they see all these TikTok refugees coming over. Like, obviously, they're starting to like ask questions. So I've already seen that they're already considering changing the algorithms so they can actually filter out the foreigners from the Chinese and stuff. So that might take place soon. And if it doesn't, then they might actually do it where the algorithm actually recommends less foreigners to the Chinese and vice versa, So I think that's how they could probably fix this situation, because we know it's evident it's going to happen, isn't it? All that Western BS, all that garbage, all that classless behavior, all the stupidity from the West, it's gonna filter over here. So, you've got to put yourself in their shoes too. For example, you're watching this probably in the West and you're probably thinking nothing of it. It's like, well, so what? But you've got to put yourself in their shoes. On the opposite side of planet Earth, you've got to realize, like, how would you feel if this happened to you? You've got your culture, you've got your peace, everything's safe and stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, let's say your family, your children, or you're viewing all this stuff, like, how would you feel? Can you see how it's like a threat? You know, so I really think it's bad. So I really hope all this classless stuff doesn't start coming over, leaking over here, because that would really be bad. And also it's quite embarrassing for myself being a Westerner here if that does happen, because that does not represent me, all that stupidity. As it's called here, Little Red Book was actually started in 2013, and it was founded by Miranda Q Fang and Charlwin Mao. I find it quite amusing that people over there, these TikTok refugees as they're being called, are actually using this app, Redbook. Because here in China, I don't even use Redbook, you know? In fact, foreigners here, all the foreigners I know, all the foreigners I've met, they don't even use it. So I find it so strange that foreigners over there in the West are actually using this when even people here don't use it. Now, look at this car. Look at this car. Now that is a beautiful car. Now that is my dream car. Look at this right here. Nice. Beautiful car. Look at this. Wow. Now that's special. What's my thoughts on this? I honestly just think it's very, very strange. It's just very, very strange. Like I say, people here, they don't even really care about this here, like the foreigners I know. So yeah, it's just weird, you know, it's weird. I just hope that they respect the culture and they consider the other culture that they're now entering. Yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, don't forget, drop a like on the video. Check out the other videos on my channel. If you want China videos, if you want review videos, let's see. If you want my thoughts on things, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me review or discuss or talk about. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.